Displaying and saving renders is a basic task. But for me, as a beginner in Blender, it was a little bit more complicated than I expected. Let's have a look. In this scene, we have a basic textured plane. Let's go to Render and Render Image. This opens a new window with our render. Let's close it. And to bring it back, we go to Render, View Render. So you might think that this window is our render window, but it is not. In Blender, we do not have a dedicated render window. What we are actually looking at is the image editor. Let me show you. Let's drag a new view and switch to the image editor. From the image dropdown, we will select Render Result. Now I will bring back the other window. As you can see, they are the same thing. So in Blender, to display our renders, we use the image editor. This is why even though we pressed render only once and created only one render, when we go to the image dropdown, we get all of these images. Because we are working in the image editor, the image dropdown lists all of the images we currently have in our scene. To switch back to the render result, simply select it from the dropdown. Some of the image editor functions do not work on render results. For example, if we switch from View to Paint, this will not have any effect. Or if we go to Image, Edit Externally, we get an error message. Those function works on images, but not on render results. Let's switch back to our render. Just like in the 3D view, we have access to a toolbar using the T key. We also have a sidebar, which we can show or hide using the N key. In the sidebar, we have the scopes, for example. It is important to note that Blender does not save our render results with our scene, and that is even if we assign a fake user. Let's try it out. I will assign a fake user, go to File, Save. So now my scene has been saved. I will close Blender and open it again. As you can see, our render result is gone, even though we assigned a fake user. To save a render, go to Image, Save. When working on a scene, it is useful to compare different renders to be able to evaluate the changes we make in our scene. To do this, we use render slots. Our render is on render slot number 1. I will switch to slot number 2. I will select the light and make it red, for example, and hit render. So now we can evaluate the changes we made by switching between slot number 2 and slot number 1. To cycle between the renders, we can also use the shortcut J. If you are using a lot of render slots and you don't want to cycle through all of them using the J key, you can also jump to a specific slot by pressing its number on your keyboard. For example, if I want to jump to slot number 1, I will press 1. If I want to jump to slot number 4, I will press 4. We can color manage our renders, and to do this, go to the Render Properties, down to the Color Management tab. I will raise the exposure, for example. We can use the compositor to automatically save our last render result. So let's switch to the compositor and check Use Nodes to start working. Now let's add a file output node. To do this, press Shift A, and in the output menu, select File Output. What this node does, it will write an image file every time we press render. To set it up, all we have to do is to connect the image output from the render layer to the file output node. Now let's specify a directory where we want to save our image. Let's create a new folder and name it Last Render Result. Open it and press Accept. So now every time we press render, the file output node will save an image file to the directory we specified. As you can see, it created this image. However, you should know that every time you press render, the previous image will be overwritten. So we'll only have the very last render we created. However, this is still very useful when working on a project to be able to know where you were when you left off once you open it again, and without the need to re-render everything. Alright, I hope this was useful. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.